Hey everyone, Shnickerman here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about resellers. Love them, hate them, put up with them. They're a huge influence within the video game collecting scene. And today we're going to look at a few points and start a general discussion on resellers. So if you have any hot takes or other opinions, please leave it in the comments and let's have a conversation. So point number one, people are unhappy because they have to pay more for the things that they want, which is understandable. You don't want to pay more for a video game than it retailed for, but in this day and age, so much of commercialism is limited releases for things and short print runs, etc. So this drives up demand, which gives to higher prices. So the counterpoint for this is that resellers, although they might increase the prices, they can make items available to more people. This can mean people in other countries, people in other parts of the United States that just weren't around at the time that this thing was released. You can't get something from 2015 if it's no longer for sale. So how do you find these things? People selling them online. Any person who essentially sells something online could be considered a reseller. The opinion on resellers from 2011 to 2015 was pretty negative, and I remember there are a few YouTube channels that talk about selling video games, and they were kind of looked down upon. And I think that that mentality has shifted a bit, but people are still mad. And believe me or not, I can put some screenshots from people that are mad about prices from limited run games and other companies, and people still don't like paying over retail price for things. Okay, point number two is that people that use bots and different things to get items are unfair. Now, I agree with this personally, but I do feel like as the world progresses more and more, I feel like the word bot is similar to like the word hacker, where a hacker nowadays is basically anyone that gets your account. Could be social engineering, could be a phishing scam, etc. Whereas something like a bot, a lot of the time it's a program that somebody develops that allows them to quickly add things to their cart. So as much as I hate to say it, and I'm not a huge fan of it, I think it'll probably only progress as time and technology progress. And companies that do these limited releases are going to have to figure out another way to get around it. Or maybe they can just stop doing them altogether, like switching from limited run releases to pre-orders. There's nothing wrong with a pre-order. Everybody that wants a thing will eventually get it. So let's hope the world kind of shifts to that. Third point I see a lot online is resellers don't care about the things that they're selling. They're just doing it for the money. And now this one I don't believe is very true either. A lot of people I know personally that resell online are very knowledgeable about the items that they're selling, and they probably have their own collection. So think before you react to these people online. Chances are these people are fueling their own collection and trying to make some money on the side. Now, one negative thing about resellers that I do agree is pretty bad was when around the time of COVID, people started upping the price on hand sanitizer and other products that were necessary at the time. And this is a bad look for pretty much everyone involved. So if you're that kind of reseller, I still don't like you. Hobby products such as action figures, video games, comics, sneakers, etc. These are items that can increase in price. Stop complaining online that things are too expensive. If it's not in your budget, don't buy it. It's as simple as that. And I will say that there's also one point that I think resellers take a strong point against people that aren't reselling, which they say that people that don't resell are not willing to put in the work or hustle or anything like that. And again, I don't think that that is true, and I think that's a pretty bad mentality to take. Some people are just not interested in selling what they have or flipping things for profit, etc. We shouldn't hold that against them and make it some kind of negative stigma on people that aren't interested in those types of activities. And lastly, and most importantly, like I mentioned, the geographical location, people that are reselling things, they're going out to thrift stores, they're buying things, they're going through flea markets and finding cool stuff and putting it online so you can buy it with the click of a button. They're providing a service, just like if you go way back into time, people exchanged goods and services. Not any different than that now. And even think about people, for example, who trade stocks. A stockbroker is a highly, highly regarded profession, and they're seen in a very positive light, whereas somebody who's a reseller, it's the same kind of concept of buying something low and trying to sell it for profit, or trying to short people on other things, but they're looked at more in a negative light. So just keep that in mind when you interact with people who might be selling products online. So what does everybody think? Do you have opinions that differ than mine? What other kind of controversial video game collecting topics do you want to see me cover? And until the next video, guys, peace out.